Testing, testing. This is Opportunity Basic Class, Key Well. On of my Excel reports, Model 3, Unit 4, Statistics. Let's dive right into it. Number one, American attitudes toward climate change have been evolving rapidly. I'm going to construct a pie chart, calculate a bar chart, construct a bar chart, and write a report. We're doing all this. I'm going to label all of them and give you some information. As you can see right here, in part A, I got the response, 0.53, pretty much the same thing as over here. The pie chart shows it breaks down 0.53, 0.337, and 0.01. Did the same thing for part B, but it was a bar chart, and it broke down in different categories. Series 1, Series 2, that's my labels. Yes and no and unsure. In the spring of 2010, you had 53% says yes. In the fall of 2015, it increased by 15%, clearly showing that it's an increase. In the spring of 2010, 53% said yes and 37% said no, and 10% was unsure. But in the fall of 2015, the yes increased to 18%, and the no decreased by 20%, and the unsure increased by 2%. And in order to create my chart and graph, I had to calculate everything with 100% and then multiply by 360. Moving right along. Give you a heads up. I'm going to be going over a lot of data, so I'm going to be just moving this screen over here, just to show you all of what I got. Just bear with me. The table below shows the number of missed periods over the last 10 courses by 2 students, Helen and Juanita. And the second is height inches of army recruits. That's 1 and that's 2. I'm going to be calculating the range, medium, mean, standard deviation, coefficient of variation of each data. I'm going to create a scatter plot, talk about that, and I'm going to create a box and whistle plot. I'm going to find Q1 and Q3. I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to write a report on all this stuff, and that's what I'm about to do right now over here. Okay, let me find this one. I said, bear with me. Number 2, you see right here, I got Helen's classes. The range is 2, the medium is 2.8. Standard is 0.7888. Coefficient variation is 0.2817. And Juanita's Miss Classes, range is 9, 1.5, medium is 3, and it's 3.5, wrong number. I'm going to explain all that towards the end. Coefficient 1.17589. I did the same thing with the army recruits. As you see, I put all of scatter plot for both of them. You can see the difference in them because of the numbers. Height of army recruits, the range is 14, medium 72, 72 point followed by 3. Standard deviation 4.0311, coefficient variation 0.5573, and mall shoppers 40. Range is 43, medium is 60, mean is 58, 88889. Standard deviation 14.0751489. Deviation 0.23901. Here we go. Boston Whiskers. The Q1 is 66. Sorry about that. The Q1, which is the number between, let's say, between these two right here, 65.9. The Q3, between these two numbers right here, 74.5. And that 72 is the medium. That 60 is the medium. As you can see, I color coded everything. The Q1 between these two numbers, like it was over there, because it wasn't before numbers, so you had to take between them two numbers. Q1 is 47. Same thing towards the bottom. Q3 is between these two numbers right here. It would be 70. Okay, from my report, Helen Miss classes are tighter than Juanita's Miss classes. The coefficient of variation from Helen's is 0.281718, and Juanita's is 1.175889, with a difference of, I took the two, and of 0.836. You can clearly see in the scatter plots. Talking about these two right here. See that one there's tighter, and that one there's just all over the place. Okay, the trade lines of the height of the army recruits in inches are tighter than the height of mall shoppers. These right here. No, these right here. Yeah, army recruits, mall shoppers. Sorry about that. Baskin wishes. And I gave you the difference between numbers like I did up there. The variation of army recruits is 0.05573. Mall shoppers is 0.239013. The difference of 1.83. You can clearly see the scatter plots using the previous smallest to largest. The first was plot is tighter than the second one. For the first set of numbers, the Q1 is 69.5 and the Q3 is 7 in the second set of numbers. Okay, I just gave you the dip. That's the reason that this one is larger, because of the way the numbers are, and that's tighter because of the numbers are so close together. And that covered number 2. Number 3, moving right along. The psychology test class minimum score for following our Q test gave you numbers. One be calculating the range, the median, mean, and standard deviation, coefficient of variation. I'm going to calculate the percentile. I tell you them in my report. I'm going to record the list of Q1 and Q3, and I'm also going to find IQR and the upper and lower bounds. I'm going to create a box plot. Talk about all this. I'm going to create a bell-shaped curve. I'm going to plug in some numbers, which I did, and I'm going to tell you about them. And I'm going to write a report and tell you about all this stuff that I did. And once again, I do apologize. I'm going to flip back to the screen because a lot of data I'm going to be covering. Okie dokie, give me 2 seconds. Moving right along, number 4. Okie dokie. No, number 3. Sorry about that. Psychology test, the range was 43. The median was 103.5. The mean is 105.7. Standard deviation is 12.98217. Correlation is 1228209. And calculation of percentile rank. Let me click right here. You can see it actually it gained from 0.05 through 98. It was 0.35, and I went all the way up. It don't go no higher than 100 and no lower than 0.04. And you see your rank dropped over here on the side. The Q1 and Q3, Water Box and Whiskers, is 96. You can look at that. Sorry about that. The medium is 103.5. The Q3 is 117. IQR is 21. Upper bound is 148.5. Lower bound is 64.5. To get to get my bell-shaped curve, what I had to do was start my upper. I done my different. I started my upper and lower bound from 60, and I went to 159, as you clearly can see right here, from 60, and that's your bell-shaped curve right there. And this standard deviation, and it clearly you can clearly see, and the mean is 105.7. It's right in here, and it went positive this way and negative this way. when I start when I started, I really didn't know what to expect. Measure of the data was from 86 to 129, like I showed you. Uh, right in here. If you notice that the outer lines along the Boston Whistle supply were almost identical, right here. Um, I even used different numbers. It only changed when the negative numbers, which was suspected, but the median of 130.5 stayed close with the best shaped curve of Boston Whiskers. Note, my filming was a little different. Percentile rank, my computer's kind of outdated, but I do understand what's going on. And the rank shows with the percentile, you can see an increase with every number. That's what I'm telling you over here. And the rank shows a decrease. As you can see, it took my numbers down from 60 to find my bell shape curve. The reason with use the other numbers, I just told you about over here. Might be going a little bit fast, but I do apologize. I'm pretty sure I'm covering all the information. Moving right along, number 4. Number 4, what we got? Number 4, the following data represent the volume in cubic and yards of dams, United States and South America. And I'm going to be calculating the range to mean standard deviation coefficient of variation. These are the data. I'm going to find an IQR. This all this stuff right here. I'm going to compare the ranges in the mean standard deviations to South America, to the U.S. and South America. Kidoki, let me see. I think, yeah, it got a little large on this one too. So like I said, I do apologize for putting back and forth the screen, but that's the only one to cover the information. As you can see, I created the range, the mean, the median, the mean, and I hope I don't get counted off for not going over all these numbers, but you can clearly see the difference in the numbers. These numbers are larger on this side, the South America. But all my titles, United States, broken down small is the largest on both sides. Q1, a medium, Q3, IQR. I covered all that up and lower, like I did with the following problems. Scatterplot. Scatterplot is just a little bit closer, but you can still see the difference because of the numbers. Boston Whiskers, South America is not even close to this one, which I'm going to explain in my way. If you take a look at the range, median, then vision, each of the dams, South America, that's what I was telling you about. It's way larger than the United States. The numbers were one-sided. I created Boston Whiskers, but to give you a second look, you can see from the data, the United States dam, both charts were much tighter. That's what I just said. I mean, it's self-explanatory. Number 5, like I said, I do apologize if I went through that a little fast, but I'm pretty sure we doing this mean, standard deviation, all that. Pretty much the same thing over and over. You know, I got to cover that. Okay, moving right along. This was on, yeah, and I keep, hold on, let me go back. Okay, damn, okay, yeah, I got it. This is an IQ test, mean of 100 standard deviation. Like I said, we just done that. Create a bell-shaped curve. I'm going to have all them long numbers over there again. Then I'm going to throw a different couple scenarios out there. Suppose there are suppose there were 1,000 IQ scores according to data. Require 7%. Discuss the number of students of 1,000 who reached it. Discussed number of scores 20% percentile. Remember, I did tell you about my computer kind of being outdated, but I did understand the information. I got it on here. I'm going to write a report. And I do apologize once again for flipping back and forth to the screen, but I think it's easy for me to show you this way. On number 5, I've done the mean, which was 100 that was given 15% standard deviation. Once again, it goes positive this way, negative this way. And I even kind of tried to line the mean up You can see 100 right here, 100 right here. Um, like I told you, I had to get this when they were talking about the percentile. My percentile had to. I found the percentile, Z scores, my scores, normal distribution. Click right here. I had to enter that formula with the count. Had to lock them in, divide it. It wouldn't do that percent thing right up here, but like I said, I did understand what was going on with it, and it gave me a bunch of information, numbers that moved up just a hair, and that's how I got my bell-shaped curve. But and the same with the Z scores, I had to find me a formula, which was easy, and my scores, and then normal normal distribution. You can look at it and see what it's doing over here if you follow along with the numbers. The scores, you see how the scores are listed. Take a look at the number. Uh, if you want information out of that. To answer them questions, percent of study scored at 70% is 84, and the study of scores at it's 840. Um, and that's right over here. 70%, 70% score 70 right here. Hold on. I found that. Study of percent, no, number of studies scored 20 percentiles, 21. Number of scoring 80% percentiles, 10. Number of studies scored 20% percentiles, 59. And a number of 20% percentiles, 23.33. Them numbers I'm just throwing at you. Let me try to tell you in my report. I have followed all steps and created a chart best curve. I labeled it all out of 1,000 students. 800, there it is. That right there, that's how I got that one. 840 students reached a required score of 84%. Once again, my percentile is different, but I do understand my numbers on the 31 together. Total score and percentile, 59 scored between. 59 scored in between. Okie dokie. Moving right along. Like weird terminology, excuse me for that when I said okie dokie. Studying reaction time of an adult subject, alcohol impaired, gave you a different out of 25 randomly selected adults took uh, the things you blow in the breathalyzer test, 0.08. I'm going to create, I'm going to calculate the range, the median, mean, standard deviation, make some comments about it. I'm going to create a histogram. I'm going to give you two different scenarios, one agree and one disagree. And I'm going to blow it up once again. And my being didn't break down. Like I said, my stuff is kind of outdated, but I still got my work done. As you can see, I got the range, them the list of numbers. And what I did, I put one side agree and one side disagree. And I changed the numbers over here, exactly what I did. I actually wanted to show you a difference between how it looked with the numbers that what they gave you and the numbers that I created myself. As you can see, mine went down to 0.05, and the person that went up to 0.37. And I can explain it to you right here. The first set of doubles is from the first set of data is from people who say blood alcohol level doesn't make a difference. We can drink the same amount. We can drink about the same. Don't lie. We can drink about the same. What stood out to me was the range, medium, and mean were almost identical. Go back up here. These right here. The range is high, the lowest, medium is in the middle, and the mean is the average. All different meanings, and the numbers are close. Now, let's take next to the devil. That I even started with the 0.5 and ended with 3.7. The first thing I noticed was the 12 on the y-axis. Oh, right here. In the middle beings, one not even close like the first one. To my these right here. Them two were close, and these two weren't even nowhere because of the numbers that I took. Um, because the group of people who says even I can't even look at a second beer, not alone drink one without getting drunk. Notice the range medium when I even close it up. That's why I created my own numbers because this society that don't agree, this society they say we can't. I really do appreciate the time and I try to put my all in it. I'll have a blessed day. And thank you.